Trevor Gallagher Drums YouTube channel. I have lots of drumming videos, probably about 230 or so up on my site. And I have, mainly full-length videos. I have some shorts, and I'm doing these weekly live videos as well. Our live videos are a little bit more broader in content. Most of my videos on the channel are really drum focused, but lives gives me a platform, I suppose, to talk about music stuff in general. And so today is going to be one of those days where it's not going to be really drum focused. It's going to be all about what really makes a really good band, what makes a good band a fantastic band, what makes the difference between the two. And I've been blessed in my life. I've been playing drums for close to 60 years. I've been in hundreds of bands throughout that period. And I've been in some, really bad, crappy bands. And I've been in some fantastic, really good bands. Out of all of those 60 years or so of playing, I would say there's been 3 bands that have been, very successful, reached a high platform, won many awards and honors and, headline big festivals and things like that. So those 3 bands that I'm referring to, were they full of musicians that were better than the other bands I played in? Well, in most cases, no. So what made those bands more successful than the other bands I played in? Well, the one thing that was common amongst those 3 bands that really lifted to another level was the emotional linkage and connection to the members of those bands. One band in particular, okay, I'm sorry about that. It happened last week too. I was in the middle of my live and somebody rings me, I don't know what it is. I've been doing these at different times, hoping that I wouldn't have that experience. But anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. And that is, that secret sauce, that special ingredient that made those 3 bands in particular far better than the other bands that I played in. And that was the bond the band members actually had. And, last sort of big band I was in was a fair while ago. It was back in the 90s. And that band was a 4-piece band and, female singer and a 4-piece band, and the rest of the band was male. And we were really we weren't really just a group of musicians playing. We were really like a family. The singer was my sister basically, and the rest of the band were my brothers. And it was just, we really went in to bat for us for each other. We would do anything at all for each other, on stage and off stage, really. And we were really close knit outfit in a sense, and we're all really, us against the world type of thing, and one for all and all for one. It was a little bit like that. And because that band was so bonded on that level, it actually added something to the performance. And I can't really put my finger on what it was, but there was something about it. Like we really were there for each other. I suppose we had a deeper trust of each other musically on stage, so we tended to take more risks. And it's really it was, I think, the secret sauce in what made those bands in particular go from being here to way up here. And as I said earlier, it wasn't a case of the musicianship. It was this bond that the band had, and we worked together. And I found, especially with those 3 bands that I'm talking about, once we started to really bond in that way and became so close, musically and emotionally, things started to happen for those bands. And, people started to take notice of us. And there was this infectious sort of energy that came off stage because of that. And audiences responded to that. And also a lot of musicians responded to that. We had something that other bands didn't, and that was because of that bond. And as a result of that, we had musicians always, wanting to join the band. And we also had musicians wanting to take members away, like the guitar player, wanting him to go and play with other bands, and, wanted the singer to go and sing with their band and things like that. Well, none of that happened because we were a unit, one for all for one. And as a result, all those offers and opportunities were resisted in a sense. And, we were for us, and we were for us only in a sense. And I found that with the three bands that I was referring to that were really successful, we had that in each of those three bands. And it really, really created, we as an outfit and as a bonded almost family, we would move forward, and success would come from us being united in that way, and not listen to people on the outside of us, or make decisions excluding any member of the band. And it really created this loving, secure environment, which actually we all worked our butts off trying to support and make better everyone's experience within the band when we were performing. And really, I think that was the secret sauce of those bands. And like I've said, I've been in bands with far better musicians than some of those bands, but it just didn't work. Yeah, it sounded great. People liked it. It sounded wonderful, but it didn't have that little secret ingredient. And I think that's, as I said, comes from that emotional linkage to everyone else in the band. We were there for each other totally, and I think that's what it was. So, to me, that's one of the reasons why a band becomes successful. There are other types of bands. I've been in bands that have been full of incredibly good musicians, and we get up there and play well together, and it sounds great, and everyone's happy, but it wasn't the same. And really, people that have had that bonded sort of band experience know what I'm talking about here. And the people that have never experienced that really don't understand what I'm saying here. But I hope something gets through about this anyway. So anyway, on that note, I really think, as I said, from 60 years of playing as a musician, I really think that has been the secret ingredient in my most successful bands that I've played in. Like I said, I've been in bands where it's just we've all come together, we've liked each other, we've played music, sounds great. I've also been in bands where I've just performed as a session musician, so to speak, playing in bands just that have come together to perform and for money or for any other reason, and they just don't have that secret sauce. So if you're in a band, the more emotionally bonded you can become with the members, and the more you're there for everyone in the band, and if you get, people wanting to come and join the band, no, you don't want to break that little unit. And, people want you to go and play with other people. No, you don't want to break that unit. We are us 4 or us 6 or however many members you got in that band. We work as a unit. You want us to play here? Well, you take the band. You don't take one person or two people or, no, we don't want that piano player coming in and playing with us because it breaks that secret sauce. So that's something to keep in mind, people. I really, really believe a successful band, and a band that's got that something that a lot of people can't put their finger on, really doesn't come from their musicianship. It comes from the bonding of the people within the band. Anyway, I thought I'll just have a little bit of a talk about that today, because to me, I find that very important. When I'm in bands, I like to have that bonding, and I like to, all for one, one for all attitude with a band, us against the world. We'll go and perform, and we will be a tight unit emotionally as well as musically. So anyway, I hope that sort of made some sense to some of you out there. If you're playing in bands just for the money and, you're a hired gun and things like that, yeah, there's a bit of joy in that, but it's nothing like having that bonded experience within a band. It's a totally different ball game, and the energy that comes from that, as I said, audiences pick that up, musicians pick that up. I mean, musicians outside the band pick that up and want a taste of it often as well. Like I found through the years, when you start to get a bit more successful or start to get a little bit more recognition, everyone wants a taste of it. Every other musician out there that's not succeeding or succeeding to a certain level see things within that band, and they want a piece of that action, so if they can link into that energy in some way, it's almost like the energy vampires stealing that secret sauce from the band. So anyway, I'm starting to waffle on a little bit here this morning now. I really think that's the secret ingredient. So if you really want to move your band to a higher level, bond more with your band members and be there for each other as a unit, and you'll find through time a energy develops within that band that's very special, and it's very infectious to audiences and the people out there in the world. So to me, that is the way to take your very good band up to an incredibly fantastic band. And it's, as I said earlier, it's got nothing to do with increasing your musicality. It's all about the energy within the players within the band. And if there's a strong bond, that band is merged and together, and there's an energy that comes with that. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I think this video's gone long enough. It's about 12 minutes. I think we'll leave it at that for today, for our Monday Live. Next Monday, I'll be back. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but hopefully I'll come up with something before then. If you like our little Monday Lives, or if you are a drummer and want to know a little bit more about drum things, well, check out my YouTube channel, and please subscribe too. It will greatly benefit my channel if you do subscribe. And also go for a wander through my videos. I'm trying to get my view hours up at the moment. So that would be really good if you could just wander through and watch a few videos just to add to that total. That would be absolutely wonderful and fantastic. So on that note, people, we'll see you next Monday for Monday Lives, and have a good week. Take care of yourself. Be good to others. Keep playing drums if you're a drummer. And we'll see you next time. Bye.